Ever pondered an alternate reality where India never fell under British rule? Today, we journey into the realm of speculative history to explore this intriguing scenario. Let's begin with the economy. Under British rule, India faced economic exploitation, leading to the depletion of its wealth. But if this colonization had never occurred, India might have continued its pre-colonial economic progress. During the early 18th century, India was a world leader in several industries, such as textiles and shipbuilding, contributing significantly to global industrial output. Without British interference, India could have potentially evolved into a major global economic power. Next, we turn our attention to culture. British rule brought about significant cultural shifts in India, with the introduction of Western education, English language, and Christian religious practices. Without this influence, India's traditional education system and indigenous languages might have held a stronger position today. On the other hand, the absence of British rule could have also meant a lack of exposure to Western ideas, potentially impacting India's cultural evolution and global influence. Now, let's consider the political landscape. The British system of administration and governance significantly influenced the political structure of modern India. Without British rule, India might not have unified under a single political entity, considering the multitude of princely states and kingdoms that existed prior to colonial rule. The political map of the Indian subcontinent could have looked vastly different today. Furthermore, social reforms could have taken a different trajectory. The British introduced several social reforms in India, such as the abolition of sati and the introduction of widow remarriage. But without British intervention, these changes might have come about differently, driven by internal social movements and reformers. In the realm of infrastructure, British colonization led to the development of railways, telegraph systems, and modern irrigation facilities. Without this colonial influence, the pace and direction of India's infrastructural development could have varied greatly. Summing up, the absence of British colonization in India could have led to a different economic trajectory, possibly making India a leading global industrial power. Culturally, traditional practices and languages might have held stronger, but with less exposure to Western ideas. Politically, India might not have unified as it is today, potentially remaining a landscape of multiple kingdoms. Social reforms could have been driven more by internal movements, and infrastructural development might have followed a different path. Of course, this is all speculative. History, as we know, is a complex interplay of countless factors and influences. But diving into these what-if scenarios allows us to better understand the impact of historical events on our present, and perhaps, to a certain extent, our future. It reminds us that our today is shaped by countless yesterdays, and our tomorrows will be shaped by the decisions we make today. So, while we cannot change the past, we can certainly learn from it to shape a better future.